Something strange has entered the darkness of our solar system. It's fast, silent, and wrapped in a trail of distant light. It doesn't match the usual signature of a comet or asteroid. This object, now named 3I Alice, glows unnaturally as it cuts through the cosmic void. Scientists first saw a glimmer in historical telescope data, like a flicker lost in the background glow. That flicker became a fast-moving shape, traveling on a path no known celestial body takes. It wasn't orbiting the sun, it was slicing through space, guided by some unseen force. This wasn't space junk or debris floating in some forgotten shadow. It was unique, and its speed left behind trails of radiance that stunned astronomers. The James Webb Space Telescope was quickly pointed toward it, capturing light so unusual that some believe it may be a message. From the earliest images, this visitor didn't behave like anything we've documented. Its surface reflected brightness not consistent with rock or ice. It glided, smooth as glass, leaving only questions in its silent echo. The Atlas system, an early warning telescope network, was the first to flag the strange signal. In late June, it tracked the dim object as it zipped across the background stars. It wasn't just one random pass. It appeared repeatedly, blinking like a stuttering beacon. NASA confirmed the object. Hundreds of observatories turned their lenses to the sky, capturing data as it glowed with unnatural intensity. It came from interstellar space, a direction full of mystery and darkness. This object wasn't in any known database. It wasn't even acting like a comet. It didn't have a tail. It didn't release vapor into sunlight. It just moved, fast and deliberate, like something with an exact coordinate. Then the shape drew attention. It didn't spin like a rock. It rotated with strange rhythm, casting repeating patterns of shadows across telescope sensors. Some experts called it controlled tumbling, others weren't so sure. Could it be intentionally showing its surface? A.V.I. Loeb, a Harvard astrophysicist, quickly spoke out. He compared it to oumuamua, a mysterious object from 2017. That one also had no tail, no natural origin, and showed strange acceleration. Avi asked for James Webb to observe 3I Alice, and many agreed. James Webb focused its powerful eye on the object, capturing an infrared signature like none before. The object wasn't hot. It wasn't cold either. It reflected an even layer of energy that felt artificial. The data revealed no natural vibration or outgassing, only consistent flickers in the wavelengths. Even more unnerving, those flickers followed a pattern. The light blinked in sequences, short, long, pause, repeat, almost like binary code. Was this a transmission? And if so, who was it for? Advanced AI flagged the object for anomalous behavior. The software suggested non-natural origins due to repeated light changes. The brightness varied with such regularity, it resembled signal modulation, as if data was hidden in the flickers. Infrared maps showed the object was smooth. Too smooth. Rocks don't reflect light like that. It looked more like a constructed shell. A mirror in space, reflecting stars from one side while emitting strange pulses from the other. Every few minutes, its brightness would shift in a way no rotation could explain. It wasn't just spinning. It was adjusting, changing its angle relative to Earth, maybe to ensure we saw the flashes. By this time, scientists noticed a worrying fact. 3I Atlas was weaving through the solar system with precision. It wasn't drifting or bouncing around gravity wells. It followed a thread, dodging planets with surgical accuracy. Simulations showed thousands of possible paths for random objects, but none matched this object's curve. Its path was not natural. It was plotted, as if following a map drawn by something intelligent. It wasn't heading for Earth, but it was getting close. Just close enough to scan us, then leave. Like a camera flash across the cosmic sky, quick and quiet, never to return. Was this a simple pass-by? Or a mission? Scientists began comparing it to known interstellar visitors. There were only two before, oumuamua and 2I Bourseau. The first looked like a probe, the second a comet. Now came a third, and it was the strangest of all. 3 visitors in under 10 years. Why now? Some said our instruments have improved. Others whispered something darker, that maybe these objects have always come, and we've only just built the eyes to see them. Maybe this one wasn't the first. Just the first we couldn't ignore. Then came the light sequences. When decoded, the blinking lights matched prime numbers and Fibonacci ratios. These are universal constants, patterns no natural rock would mimic. Something was trying to get our attention. Again, experts warned of randomness. But AI flagged the flashes again and again. Each blink, each gap seemed carefully placed, as if someone encoded a message into the echoes of light. This wasn't light bouncing off a surface. It was light being shaped, the kind of control seen in technology, not nature. And worst of all, those signals were reaching Earth long before we even saw the object. So what was the point? Was it broadcasting tasks? Or just watching to see if anyone would notice? Sometimes a signal isn't made to be answered. Sometimes it's made to be seen. This wasn't light bouncing off a surface. It was light being shaped, the kind of control seen in technology, not nature. And worst of all, those signals were reaching Earth long before we even saw the object. So what was the point? Was it broadcasting tasks? Or just watching to see if anyone would notice? Sometimes a signal isn't made to be answered. Sometimes it's made to be seen. James Webb continued collecting images, and the object never dimmed. In fact, it stayed bright, even as it moved away from the sun. This defied the inverse square law, which says things should grow darker with distance. And then, the impossible happened. The object paused. Just for a moment, 40 minutes. Not a full stop, but a hesitation. As if something inside was thinking. The stars behind it shifted while it held its position. No known object does that. No asteroid halts mid-flight. This was not a mistake. It was a decision. Something chose to pause, observe, and then resume its journey with deliberate motion. After that, it accelerated again. Smoothly. No outgassing. No solar pressure. Just pure intent. Like a silent eye blinking once, recording our world, then vanishing into the cosmic night. Scientists ran new models and whispered a new term, autonomous monitoring device. Not a probe. Not a ship. A machine built to pass by silently, scan entire systems, and report home. No need for engines. No return plan. We've dreamed of sending the same, tiny smart craft flying through distant stars, listening and recording, never stopping. So if we imagined it, why couldn't someone else have already done it long ago, in some forgotten light year? What if 3i Atlas is one of many? Not a solo mission, but part of a vast network, blinking through galaxies in silence, recording what it finds in the glare of suns and the chill of darkness. Final data suggested it wasn't just smooth. It adapted. Its surface changed reflectivity. Its heat patterns shifted. It learned. Not a programmed drone, but something alive enough to respond. It might not be alive as we know it, but it wasn't just metal either. It was a blend, part machine, part intelligence. A hybrid life form riding the waves of interstellar silence. If so, then maybe it didn't care if we noticed it. Maybe its mission was already finished. Maybe the only reason it glowed so bright was because it wanted us to finally look, to realize we are being observed. As it faded beyond telescope view, it left behind more than just data. It left a feeling. That something had measured us, judged us, and then left us staring into the void, unsure of what had just passed by. We've stared at the stars for centuries. We've sent out radio signals, scanned for echoes, and called the silence safety. But what if the silence is intentional? What if it's been watching us from the shadows, waiting for the right moment? Now we've seen it. Not just a rock, not a mistake. It was a question asked in motion, math, and light. A question that asks, are we ready to be seen? Because maybe the universe doesn't speak in voices. Maybe it speaks in flybys, in coded pulses, in shimmering signals against the background stars. Maybe it speaks in things like 3i Alice, here for just a moment, then gone. If this made you stop and think, if it made your skin crawl in wonder, then don't look away now. Subscribe to our channel and thanks for watching.